TomoNews presents Samsung products.
Samsung warns owners of snooping smart TV set. Samsung is warning owners of its voice-activated smart TV that anything they discuss may be overheard. Samsung's smart TV's voice recognition feature is activated using a remote control. When engaged, actionable voice data consists only of relevant TV commands or queries. However, it may also pick up and analyze personal information discussed within listening range and relay that information back to Samsung and a third-party firm called Nuance. Although such data will not be retained or sold to other third parties, according to Samsung. Nuance is a US-based firm that provides speech and imaging analysis applications, including the software used in the Samsung Smart TV.
Samsung Galaxy Round curved screen smartphone opens new battleground. Apple just released their first ever curved screen iPhone 5S in Hong Kong. Some users in Hong Kong have complained that their iPhone 5S became curved not long after they started using it. LG just announced their first curved screen invention and plan to release it with the new G Flex in November. However, Samsung will beat LG to the punch as they plan to release their curved screen smartphone Galaxy Round next week. Galaxy Round will come with a 5.7-inch screen, quad-core 2.3 GHz processor, and the Android 4.3 system. While the idea of a curved screen smartphone is innovative, how the actual phone might look is still a mystery.
Samsung unveils see-through truck to help prevent traffic accidents. Samsung is seeking regulatory approval for a new invention that literally makes trucks see-through, and which the tech giant hopes may improve road safety. Overtaking trucks on a single-lane road can be extremely dangerous, as it is often difficult to see the road conditions in front of the truck. To solve this problem, Samsung has installed a wireless camera to the front of the truck, which sends a live video feed to a video wall made of 4 exterior monitors on the back of the truck. This enables drivers behind the truck to see clearly what is going on in front, and thus decide when to overtake safely. It may also reduce the risk of accidents caused by animals crossing roads. Samsung's safety truck was developed and tested in Argentina, where traffic accident rates are among the highest in the world.
How the latest cell phones achieve water resistancy. Samsung, Apple, and Sony all boast a water-resistant feature on their new phones. The phones, Samsung's Galaxy S7, Apple iPhone 7, and Sony's Xperia XZ, are all designed with similar tricks to prevent water from damaging their electronic interiors. But before we dive into the specifics, let's make one thing clear. The phones are water-resistant, not waterproof, meaning that they are able to resist some water penetration, but not entirely. Samsung, Apple, and Sony achieve water resistancy by creating a seal around each phone's components. Like an egg boiling in water, if a small hole is created in its shell, its internal structure is compromised. The most common seal used is tacky black adhesive that usually attaches the screen to the chassis. The same adhesive is used on circuits near exposed ports. Rubber gaskets are used around buttons, ports, and trays. Silicone rubber boots further help seal buttons, separating them from inside components. And tiny mesh screens are used to regulate airflow while keeping water out of speakers by playing on water's natural cohesion and surface tension properties.
Samsung patents smartwatch with virtual user interface. A recently discovered Samsung patent shows a smartwatch that can project its interface onto any nearby surface, addressing a key limitation of the smartwatch screen. The patent describes a smartwatch with a camera that captures an image of a target area. A processor detects the target area from the image, and a projector beams the virtual interface onto the target area. The watch could project its interface onto the user's forearm, as well as their fingers. The watch could also project the interface onto any flat surface, such as a nearby door. The system would be controlled by gestures. The technology could also be applied on other wearable technologies, such as augmented reality and virtual reality headsets. The system described in the patent would make it easier for users to control a smartwatch. compared to input systems on current smartwatches, which rely on a touchscreen or mechanical controls. However, this is just a patent. Samsung has not announced concrete plans for producing such a device. Samsung unveils wearable batteries. A subsidiary of South Korean multinational conglomerate Samsung unveiled a new range of wearable batteries at an exhibition in Seoul last week. Samsung SDI has unveiled a new range of batteries called the Band and the Stripe, which can be attached to current smart wearables. The Band is designed for smartwatches and is designed to provide up to 50% more battery life. The Stripe is just 0.3 millimeters in depth and can be bent into different shapes, making it suitable for accessories such as necklaces and headbands. However, these new batteries are now only prototypes and Samsung has not yet announced a release date.
South Korean electronics maker Samsung claims to have made a breakthrough in the development of fifth-generation mobile communication technology. The company says its new 5G technology, which makes use of 64 antenna elements and millimeter band waves, allows data transmission hundreds of times faster than current 4G networks. This allows for Ultra HD video streaming and for large files such as movies to be downloaded in seconds. Adaptive array transceiver technology makes use of the 28 GHz super high frequency part of the radio spectrum, allowing speeds of up to 1.056 gigabits per second at distances of up to 2 kilometers. The company hopes to commercialize the technology by 2020.
Samsung is now making crypto mining chips. Samsung is betting big on Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies by jumping into the chip mining business. Samsung is manufacturing an application-specific integrated circuit, which is a custom-designed processor with the single task of mining for cryptocurrency. Mining refers to the solving of complex mathematical equations as a way to verify cryptocurrency transactions. People who use their computers to mine are given digital coins in exchange. According to Korean media, Samsung began mass-producing the ASIC chips earlier this month. Korean reports also claim Samsung made the move as a joint venture with an unnamed Chinese distribution firm.
Samsung just can't catch a break. Remember how Samsung had to replace all their Note 7s after the phone just couldn't shake its habit of self-immolation? Well, now it seems that at least one of those replacements has another bad habit: smoking. According to reports, passenger Brian Green was turning off his Note 7 on board a Wednesday morning Southwest Airlines flight from Louisville to Baltimore. All was well until his phone started heating up and puffing smoke. The Note 7 reportedly got so toasty that it burned a hole in the plane's carpet. After becoming aware of the situation, the crew evacuated 75 passengers from the plane. Reuters reached out to Green's wife, who said the phone was a replacement he got 2 weeks ago. Meanwhile, technology news website The Verge spoke to Green and did some digging on the phone's IMEI number and packaging. They found it to be a replacement device, unaffected by Samsung's recall. Samsung said they're working with authorities to determine the cause of the smoke and will comment further after they've examined the phone. Thankfully, this phone started smoking before takeoff, but just imagine if it all went down at 40,000 feet. Scary, right? Why the Samsung Galaxy Note 7's battery explodes. The U.S. Federal Aviation Administration has advised passengers not to turn on or charge Samsung Galaxy Note 7 smartphones on aircraft after faulty battery packs caused some of the phones to explode while charging. Due to the battery crisis, Samsung was forced to recall 2.5 million units of the Galaxy Note 7, its new flagship phablet. There are two electrodes in lithium batteries, the cathode with positively charged ions and the anode with negatively charged ions. The cathode is filled with lithium. When the phone is charging, lithium ions move from the cathode to the anode. When the phone is in use, the ions move from the anode back to the cathode. A separator is inserted between the two electrodes to prevent them from contacting. The Samsung Galaxy Note 7's batteries were found to have faulty separators, which allow the two electrodes to touch. This redirects energy to chemicals called electrolytes, which help to conduct the current. When the battery is hot, the electrolytes react with other chemicals to release gas in a feedback loop called thermal runaway, which can lead to a fire. Roughly 65% of Galaxy Note 7 batteries were made by Samsung SDI, a subsidiary of Samsung. 35% were made by Chinese company Amperex Technology Limited, or ATL. The faulty battery packs were made by Samsung SDI. Samsung has indicated it will no longer use Samsung SDI batteries in the Note 7.